2.
Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 4 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And my little episode dropped yesterday interviewing my mother. Very eye-opening conversation. I learned some things about her that I did not know. But give it a listen. Other podcasts to listen, like Miguel and Holly Full Show podcast. And then this Sunday, Kelbin, you're up.
I'm excited.
You ready?
Estoy muy excited.
Yes.
See.
So we'll talk about our weekends. I wanted to start with this very awkward Uber ride that I can't even tell the story on the air.
Oh.
Because for it to make sense, I have to fully explain what happened. So Friday, I got in my Uber, and this always happens if I have a Spanish-speaking driver.
Mm-hmm.
I get in and they go, Miguel?
Oh, no.
Yes.
And then I'm like, no, sorry, I'm just black.
Yeah.
That is just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm black. And he goes, oh, so no Espanol. I'm like, no, sorry.
Nada.
You're like, I know my name is Espanol.
Right. And then he was like, well, at least it's not Michael, because, everybody's named Michael. And I bet the ladies really like when they say Miguel. No, but y'all look at me. Look at what I'm doing. He goes, Miguel. And he was flicking his tongue like that in the rearview mirror at me. And I was like,
That is hugely inappropriate.
I was so taken aback. I didn't know what to do. I was like, and then he did it 2 more times. I was like,
Do it one more
sir,
time.
Miguel.
Were there other people?
No, it was just me.
Just you.
see,
Oh,
This
God.
is just one fraction of what women just deal with. Like stuff like this.
Ugh.
I was like, sir, you're making so many assumptions. 1, obviously that I'm straight. 2, that I would be okay with that. 3, what if I was some pastor, being dropped off and you're making
lot of assumptions.
I was just-
cringe.
I was so flabbergasted. It threw me off. And then he was trying to talk to me. And then I was like, I can't. I had to get on TikTok. I'm like, this is
in another, lifetime, another multiverse. What would straight Miguel say?
yeah.
Y'all just tugging each other.
So
that
hold on. Wait.
No,
I'm
absolutely not.
I almost want to ask him, I'm a little confused. What are you alluding to? Are you, Miguel, supposed to be going down on a girl and saying your own name
Save that. Save
while you're
that.
licking her? What are you implying?
I don't know. I did not even ask any questions to find out. I was just like,
I need more straight guy friends, because what is that interaction like? I'm assuming these are day-to-day conversations that straight dudes have with each other. And I just wonder if he goes, yeah, bro, I've been doing that thing. I do that all the time.
I would do that.
Girls love it, bro.
Yeah.
And then what? It's just silent after that?
And they're
What?
like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember the first time in my 2-year college when I was the RA on the softball floor for the guys. And, like most dorms, they were paper thin. And I remember one Friday or Saturday night, I didn't hang out with anybody on that floor. But all the guys would crowd into to the room next to me. And I heard them talking about girls. And I'd never heard straight men talk like that before. And I just remember being like, that is disgusting.
You were clutching your pearls?
I was, and that 18-year-old Miguel was sitting there like, oh my God, just the way that they were talking about the girls in our dorm room and their bodies and what they wanted to do with them. And then of course, these are all 18, 19, 20-year-old boys. So they're talking about things that they've done to women. And I was just flabbergasted. I've never heard men talk like that before. I was flabbergasted.
I don't.
So then these men are like trying to talk to girls, and I'm like, you're disgusting. And I remember going to some of the girls that they were talking about, and I'm like, don't talk to him. Do not talk to that. That man is disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I know some women talk like nasty to each other about dudes, but it's not me. And so I don't know how that balances out. I just don't know.
I mean, I know gay men talk, you know.
Yes.
In a
Well, look
very...
at the two of you. So
yeah,
I'm
Miguel,
here
remember
to-
last week Miguel told me why Abe is so good with his hands? Them
Yes.
off-air. Those
Yes,
off-air
that was the
conversation.
off-air conversation.
But see, those are jokes. Like,
I
these
don't know. But...
men were serious. So yeah, so that was part of my weekend.
Men in general, y'all, some horned up crazy bitches.
Horny. We're horny all the time.
Yeah.
Save that.
You know what? Fine. Do it. I don't care.
Save it.
Save it.
Holly, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was. I was really looking forward to it because it was pretty relaxing, for the most part. So let's see. Friday, we've had some things switch around, so we only had Maya this weekend, not my fiance's daughter. So we'll have her by herself this weekend, but this past weekend was just Maya. So we did some random shuffling around of things. We went to Busch Gardens on Friday, like we didn't even leave the house until like 3:30. And so basically we were there at dinner time. They're doing the food and wine fest right now, which delicious, by the way. So that's we had dinner, and I got Maya to ride Tigress. I didn't push her though. I pushed her to ride Cheetah Hunt last year. But I didn't push her on this one because I was like, this is the one that gave me the black eye, by the way. I did get a black eye from a roller coaster, and it was Tigress.
And that's your caller ID photo for me.
Why? I don't know, but sure. So I was in the line waiting, and then Maya comes running up, and she's like, I'm going to do it. I was like, oh, okay. So she did that. And I'm always afraid because she's so little. She's like slight. And I'm just always afraid that she's going to fall out of something. And so I'm like holding on to her. Like, that's my biggest fear. I'm like, I know you're tall enough, but you're just so little. Like, is this in all the way it can go? Like, I just get nervous about that. But she liked it. She liked that one. And I'm like, I think if you could do Tigress, you can do most of them. But I still haven't ridden Iron Gwazi. And God, I just want to ride it. But
Save that.
Save that.
No.
I'll save that.
Save it.
Iron Gwazi. I'm never in a position that I'm able to do it. Like, finally, now that the kids are like trying out roller coasters, they don't want to do that one because it's scary looking. And the wait is always at least 50 minutes to an hour. So I can't just stand an hour by myself for, so I'm just at some point I want to get on Iron Gwazi. So we would do that Friday, and then Saturday I had some drinks at Busch Gardens as well, because again, food and wine fest. They had this gin drink. I had 2 of them, and we didn't have the sample ones. My fiance bought me the large one.
Oh, vodka Holly's out at Busch Gardens, girl.
I had 2 of those, and then we went home, and Maya went to bed, and then I had a couple more drinks, which means I woke up on Saturday morning and I wasn't feeling great. Like, my stomach was like, really? You thought that was smart? You do that? But I was like, whatever, I'm going to push through, take some Advil for my head, and push through and go to the gym. I did that. It was leg day. Went to the gym, did my workout. Why do people talk to you when you have your AirPods in at the gym? This older man, like in his 50s, probably maybe 60s, came over to where I was doing some like calf raises, 1-leg calf raises. And I'm just holding onto a pole doing them. And he's like waving at me. And I thought he wanted me to move past me. So I moved. And he kept waving, and I take an AirPod out. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're doing a lot of ankle work. I was like, gotta do it all. And then I put my AirPod back in because I'm like, I'm doing calf raises, first of all. I'm not doing whatever. So then he walks away.
Ooh, I like them exposed ankles you got, good.
The only thing exposed was the ankles. And then he came back over, waved at me again, and I'm like, took my headphones out again, stopped what I was doing. I was like, yeah. He's like, maybe I should add ankle exercises. I was like, maybe.
Good. You do that, sir.
Leave me alone. Oh, fucking creep.
And then I was like, I gotta get out of here. So then I left, and then he left, and I'm like, please, sir, you're being creepy. You're being so creepy
Did
right
he follow
now.
you out to your car?
He was out the door when I was out the door. So I just ran in my car and I locked the door and I left real quick. Like,
Oh my
what?
gosh.
I don't know if he knew he was being creepy, because I think sometimes older men don't know.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
Jesus. So anyway, that was that. Got home, still felt like worse then, of course, because I had just pushed myself, and then I was nauseous. Napped. Found out Maya was going to go to a sleepover that night, which I was like, that's awesome.
Mm.
It was started as a play date, and then it turned into a sleepover. But which was great because we were planning on cleaning out the garage Saturday afternoon, which we did do. Drop Maya off at the friend's house, and we get to work cleaning out the garage. It was fun actually, because there were so many broken down Rubbermaids and shit just everywhere, and we didn't know what was what. So some of it was like my fiance stuff. Some of it was my stuff that was actually my mom's stuff.
Mm.
I'm talking about like Rubbermaids that maybe we haven't even looked in since we moved into that house 8 years ago.
Oh.
So I started looking, like, I threw away a lot of stuff, which the trash is still in the garage, but whatever. We need to get to a dump or something. And then I was like, he was looking through some pictures. I was looking through some old pictures. And it was interesting because it was my mom. It would have been my mom's birthday on Saturday, actually, which I
Mm.
don't mark these dates. I just know that that's when it was, but I wasn't really feeling any type of way about it, which that's weird to me. I feel like I should feel more a type of way about it, but I don't. So then we're going through pictures, and some of it, like deep down somewhere, I felt like a tug something, because I'm talking about these were like stuff that I haven't seen. Like I had some 8th grade short stories that I had written, you know what I mean? And photos from maybe like early high school. And I had forgot my mom looked that way at that time.
Mm.
So that was interesting to go through all that. And we got all done with that, but I was still not feeling great. And then Maya ended up at her friend's house for the sleepover. So we ended up we watched Heretic on
Mm.
Saturday night,
Mhm.
Ooh, what'd you
which was
think?
good. It was good, but creepy.
Mm.
Especially when I thought it was going in a paranormal direction. I was like, oh, hell no.
Right.
Because,
Mhm.
good Lord. But I thought Hugh Grant was really good as that.
He
you know?
plays a really, really great creepy guy.
Yes.
Yes.
He was
Oh,
spot on that.
very. So I really did like it. I liked it. But then I had nightmares that night.
Oh no.
Which were just basically from that movie. Like I
Right.
was on stairs trying to get down places, whatever. Anyway, so I woke up on Sunday morning still not feeling good. And I'm like, maybe I ate something. So this whole weekend I was just not great. Like my stomach was very unsettled. I was never like pukey, but I had some bathroom issues, and I just thought maybe I had a little touch of something. I don't know. But so that was all going down on Saturday. What was Sunday? Sunday, we really did not do much. I picked up Maya, and she and I decided we were going to paint pottery. So we went to Practically Picasso, and we did some pottery for like Easter, painted it. And then I remember I told you on Friday, we were going to go see Snow White.
Mm.
But by the time we got done painting pottery, we both were kind of like, I'm okay if we don't.
Well, it looks like you and everybody else in America said
I
that because it
know.
only made $43 million. I think
know.
it's the lowest Disney opener like ever.
It had
was-
the worst promo.
It
I had
did.
no idea.
Like it was just, so many things were against this movie. So many things. Like the actress Rachel Ziegler herself, like before the movie even had promos or anything, she was like talking about how she didn't like it or something. I don't even remember.
She wanted to get paid because of the strikes. And she
Right.
was like, if I'm going to be in a dress for 12 hours, I should be paid for those every hour that it's streamed. What else?
She also said that the Sleeping Beauty wouldn't be like the damsel in distress, that she wants her to be like a strong, independent woman.
And people hate that.
Yes.
Not only that, like, sure, but then don't call it Snow White. Like, call
Right.
it like Disney's new take on Snow White or something, because like that's just not what that is. And then the CGI dwarves, like just all of the things.
They question her Colombian,
Yes, they're like, how do you be Snow
Ethnicity.
White if you're actually
not
a woman
white.
of color?
Right.
I don't know.
But
like,
she still didn't get as much hate as the girl who played the Little
Ariel.
Mermaid. Not even close.
Right.
Not
close.
even
Because
fucking close.
I think people were just over the. I think that weirdly, I think Snow White angered people on both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah, everybody was just not. And then too, I didn't know this until I listened to a podcast about it on Friday, that Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot do not get along.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't?
Apparently, because Gal Gadot is Israeli.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Rachel is or she
Is she Palestinian?
no, actually not.
I thought she was a Latina.
I think that she advocates
Rican.
for free Palestine, and so
Yeah.
those two apparently the rumor is clashed because they only did like 2 things together for the press tour, because normally you send out your 2 main stars and they're
Yeah.
everywhere. They presented at the Oscars and it was like really kind of chilly between them. And then they didn't even do like a big premiere. Normally they'll do like a big premiere in LA or overseas. They did nothing.
Yeah, so we did not go to see that, and that's probably for the best.
Like, and I love the live action Disney movies, but I think I might wait.
I haven't heard anything good from any of the live action Disney movies.
People do seem to hate them pretty much. I
Yeah.
really like Aladdin. I love the live action Aladdin. I like that one a lot.
I liked Aladdin. I have grown to love the live action Lion King. It was just weird
I didn't watch
because
it.
the animals in the
I watched half
cartoon
of it.
are like so expressive.
Yes.
And then it's obviously a real tiger is not like winking and smiling and whatnot, so you miss some of that emoting from the animals.
Yeah.
So that
It's
was
a
a little
lot.
weird.
So yeah, we did not go see Snow White. So we just stayed home last night, and we've been walking into the territory of watching a few PG-13 movies with Maya now. And last week we watched the original Jurassic Park. And so last night we watched Jurassic World, the one with Chris Pratt, the first one. And so that's what we did last night. And in the midst of everything else this weekend, I put up our Easter decorations. So that was about it. It was pretty chill. Like at no point did I feel stressed out or anxious or anything, which I really love, because some weekends I do for some reason. Which seems really weird actually now that I say that out loud. But it was very low stress, very just low key and relaxing, to be honest. So yeah, good for me.
Kelbin, how was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. Friday, right after I got out of work, I went and picked up my actual ring.
Yes.
Beautiful. Look at it sparkle.
I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. So yeah, when I got there, it did not fit again.
Oh God.
I think they they made it bigger because now it has bigger diamonds and it's a bigger band. So I went South Park, and I was like, well, what do I do? Go to the mall, which is right across the street from Diamonds Direct, or do I just go back home and pick up Oscar? So we did that, went and got him to go get lunch. We went to a restaurant called Southern Pecan, I think, and had some jambalaya. He had some roasted chicken. I always eye roll when he gets like either a burger or the roasted chicken, because I'm like, bitch, we could get that anywhere. You can have that made for you at home. Like, why get those basic things? But whatever. I've learned to not be so critical, because if that's what he likes, that's what he likes. And like, I'm just not.
And listen, not all burgers are created equal, because I'm the same way. I always get a burger because I got to see, because sometimes they're flavorless. Sometimes they're really spot on and really good, and you'd be surprised. So I stand with Oscar.
Sure, girl. I love that for you. It's your mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So we had that. My ring was finally ready. I went and picked it up, and then I can't really remember what happened at the end of Friday. Definitely hit the pen a few times. We watched Drag Race. We had a friend come over, still recovering from his breakup with his very toxic boyfriend. So a lot of my single friends, they come to me for advice, and I'm just like, I can't give you any advice. Like, Oscar was my first boyfriend, and hopefully first and last husband. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really have much experience. It seems very not hypocritical, but maybe unexperienced.
You're not coming from a place of knowledge or wisdom.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a big thing. Oscar has more experience, so he kind of takes over those conversations, especially during my wedding weekend too. A lot of my single friends were talking about that, and I was like, be more self-aware. Like that was like my best advice. I was like, stop trying to not look at the color red. Stop trying to make that flag pink, like when it really is red.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that was Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, all we did was laundry, watch Severance, which I fully intended on just binge watching the whole thing. It's only 2 seasons, only about 19 episodes altogether. So I was like, we got time, we could do this. We only made it to about halfway of season 2. So it's really good. It's everything you guys said.
Did you like it? You liked it?
I did. You know, a lot of people were like, man, it's going to take like 3 episodes for you to get hooked. I was hooked on episode 1. I thought it was really interesting.
The whole concept is just really, really wild to me.
And it can go really anywhere. I really liked the aspect of the gay actors where, you know, they were still gay on the outside world and also the inside world. It just stays within you.
Right.
Which I thought was really cool. And there was other things too, but I don't want to spoil it because you should watch the show. It's really fun. It's a great, I don't know if cerebral is the right word, but it's a
little meta. It's a little thinky.
Yeah. You have to pay attention.
Are y'all planning on finishing it this week?
When he gets back Friday really late because his work trip this week is in the West Coast, which is really rare. So he comes back late on Friday, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
Dang it. Well, I guess next week we'll have to talk about the season finale then. Because I want to dissect because it left a really
have to watch it again.
It's worth it. They had a really, really big question at the end of the season finale that you're like, oh dang.
I mean, it is a cliffhanger ending, and that's not a spoiler, but yeah. So I would like to rewatch it because I don't remember. When I watched it on Friday, I was I had already had those Busch Gardens drinks, and then I drank some more, and then maybe even had a gummy, whatever. So I was a little bit like, I remember the gist. Like, I very clearly remember the final minutes.
Right.
But some of the in-betweens,
The
like my
leading
friend
up.
Erin had texted me because she binged it this whole weekend too. And so she texted me something about it, and I was like, what now? And then she was like, yeah, remember this? I was like, no, I sure didn't remember that. Maybe I'll watch it again. Because there was one part, I think back in the first season, what I find so interesting is the fact that like we talk about trauma a lot on this show and mental health and stuff. And so we've talked about how the body keeps the score. Like, your body is going to hang on to trauma, even if your brain has buried it. And so they brought up that point a little bit, I think, in the first season, where it's like, you know, you're not remembering anything, but does your body like, and so I'm just so curious. This show really has piqued my interest so much.
And I really love the concept of, I don't want to spoil anything. There are some things that happen with one of the so if you haven't watched Severance before, it's basically about like when you go to work, your memory is erased from everything that's happened to your outie. That's what they call your person on the outside.
At work, you only know work.
That's
you
it.
don't
Nothing
know
else.
anything about yourself, your personal life outside of work. And
your
then
history, how to sleep.
Right.
Well, because you don't you're just
at work.
Just at work. Like you step the elevator switches. It's like a medical procedure. They implant something in your brain where you hit that elevator, you go to work, and like a switch flips, and then you're your work person. You're just at work, and then likewise you go up and you forget everything that just happened in that building, and you're just
out in the world,
living your life.
Did they answer a lot of questions within the later half of the latter half of the season? Because Bunnies, the wellness director.
What now?
The bunnies and the wellness director. I need answers for those two things.
You will
Not the bunnies, the goats. Sorry.
I was like, bunny. I was like, I really don't remember that.
Sorry, dude. That was a different name. Okay. The goats and the wellness director. Whatever her title was.
You find out about the wellness director.
Oh, yes, you do.
That's a big
major plot point.
Yes.
You don't. Your mind's gonna blow when you hear about this.
Yeah, because that was one of the episodes at the very end. They reveal some information, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And so that you get answers for that. You don't really get answers on the goats, really.
Not as much as you'd hope.
No. Okay. Yeah. There's some questions answers, but it leads to more questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they did say it's been renewed for season 3.
Yes.
So it will be back. Hopefully they said at the
It
end
won't
of
be
2026.
as long.
Oh, this is not going to be as many episodes.
Because there was no. I'm talking about there was the first season came out, and then there were 3 years.
So it was the writing strike and
yes,
the pandemic and all that stuff.
They said it won't be that long until we get the next season.
Bless. I'll take that.
Same.
And then Sunday we did errands, watched a little bit of Severance. Like my favorite kind of Sunday is staying in bed. Jimbo is lazy as hell and he doesn't want to get up until like 11 a.m. He is snoring. And we're just watching Severance. That's how we started our day. And then we started doing errands, came back home. I took a few hits of the pen and I started getting really creative and making this like Big Mac salad bowl.
Oh.
And then, when you hit the pen a little bit, you get extra hungry. So I was like, let me make some protein noodles. And it was this big ass heavy plate where I was like, what am I doing right now? Why am I eating like so much? And then I calculated on MyFitnessPal and it came out to like a really like manageable plate of food. It wasn't anything over the top. So I was really proud about that. And that's how I ended my day. I went to bed really full and doom scrolled. I could not go to sleep. Sundays are my worst time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And that was it. I did forgot to tell you this and I keep forgetting. I don't know why. I think I erased it from my mind. But Sunday I had to get some sort of vegetables for breakfast. I can't remember what it was. And normally we go to the farmer's market on Saturday mornings, but this Sunday I decided to go walk. Oscar did not join me. So as I'm walking where I live, I can literally walk through a separate entrance to the farmer's market. If you go to the Charlotte one, you can drive in and park. But with me, I live right next door and there's an entrance for, the people that live around there. I see a Ford F-150 and I see a woman on top of a man as his arms are flailing upwards. And I literally pick up the phone and I call Oscar and I go, Oscar, someone is fucking at the farmer's market.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And I legit was like walking along, but I was staring at the whole time. And I was like, what is happening right now? And then that was it. Like I wanted to stare, but
I know, but then you have to like move on your way.
Yes, I do. I had to keep going.
You can't just stand outside the window and be like, what y'all doing?
Y'all do it.
Hey, why are you bouncing up and down on that man?
There's like children.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's daytime.
It is. It's morning.
You're not in like a secluded part of a back of a Walmart parking lot.
Right. No. You're at the entrance where people come in
the broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
Not even get over that. That's so wild.
I have never seen that in my life.
Well, no, I can't say that I have either. Although, as a quick side tangent, but relatedly to your story about watching and not wanting to keep moving on, I was at a corner. I'm on the road and I was driving home. I don't remember where I was, and I was going to turn right because you can turn right on red. I'm at the stop and like catty corner across from me, there was like 2 ambulances and a fire truck, and right on the street corner, there were like 4 EMTs trying to get this person onto a stretcher. And I was like,
oh,
what the fuck? I was just sitting there. And then I looked, I was like, nobody's behind me. So I'm not turning. I just sat at that light and I was like, what is going on?
Be a rubbernecker.
It looks like this man is like trying to get off the stretcher, but then they put him on the stretcher and then they wrapped him in like a yellow blanket. And then the light had turned green by this point. And somebody beeped at me. I was like, I'm trying to see what's going on. It's right at the corner. So anyway, I feel you on that. I digress.
You see all sorts of weird things. The other week, I was leaving CrossFit, and right before you get onto like the main street, off the side street where the CrossFit is, there was a guy just with his pants down, an unhoused person, not well, and he is just peeing.
Oh,
like,
no.
Not behind a tree, not like any hidden. I mean, it was just like pants around his ankles, like pee. And I was like, because like, how like you're just driving, and I was like, just finished working out. So like, I wasn't really thinking. And then I pull up to the stop sign, and then I'm like, I look out the corner of my eye, I'm like, is that what I really think that is? And I look over and I'm like, oh my God, this man has full penis out and is just peeing right on the main road.
That's crazy. I've actually seen that before in Charlotte.
That is wild. But we should do that topic one time. Like, where have you seen people get it on in public?
I don't know if I've seen
Sure. We
anybody
love to watch.
getting it on in public.
I've
What experiences do you have, Miguel, of watching?
I don't think I'm trying to think if I've seen anyone do it before. Like I know I've seen someone that looked like I remember watching.
Think of your Keys trips.
Oh. Well, no one's in a car or well, it's public. Well, no, I've seen lots of nude bodies in Key West because it's Key West.
Yeah.
I think I remember one time driving from Atlanta to my college, and I remember somebody had porn playing on a TV in their car because it was at night, and you could see it through the window.
What?
And I remember being like, why do you have porn playing while you're riding down this desolate highway in South Georgia?
Right, you're gonna wreck.
When I lived in Uptown, I think I have a video of it. I have a video of driving by kind of where Love and Life Music Fest was, and those high-rise apartments. Somebody's straight up watching porn with their floor-to-ceiling windows all out and open.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I have the video. But yeah.
Dear Lord.
My gosh. I used to always wonder because when we lived in Uptown and those apartments where you used to stay, Holly, the hotel, the Hilton Garden Inn.
Yes, yeah.
And then they have there's condos in the middle, and then there's another hotel, the Hampton Inn, on the right. And so we were on the 10th floor, and you could see at night what was playing on people's TVs and that. And I would always wonder if I would see somebody playing some adult material on it, but I never did see anything.
That's what, I can't. I insist that our blinds are closed as soon as it starts getting dark outside. And I don't know, sometimes my fiance will forget and I'll be driving home with Maya from dance or whatever. And I pull in the driveway and you can see every damn thing in that living room. And I'm like, why are they open? I am such a stickler about it. I go in and I shut them as if we're doing, I don't know, we're doing secret experiments or something. But I'm just I can't stand that. We live near a hotel and I'm just I don't need people looking in my windows.
No, that's why I like living in a townhouse, because I like having the blinds open most of the time, and so no one can see inside of the second floor. But it is awkward because of my neighborhood. There is a townhouse right across the street,
so
they can still see in, but you have to look it's not easy to see all the way through.
Yeah, you have to be on watch.
Right. In the apartment though in Uptown, it was ceiling to floor windows, and so you could see. And I would always wonder if somebody had a binoculars or something, if they would
the afters,
right? Or just me in the afternoon.
We can't see. Couldn't see in the afternoon. It would have to be at night.
Right. If you have binoculars, you could see.
Oh,
but
yeah.
So yeah. Anything else, Kelbin, from here?
Nothing, girls. Things people have seen.
I had a pretty good weekend. Friday, I met up with some friends because we were just trying to catch some sun. So we went to Noda Company store. And then it was kind of awkward because one of my friends was like, hey, I think this guy that I've been chatting with that just through mutual people, I think he likes me and I'm going to invite him out. And can y'all sort of see if he likes me or if he's just friends? Ooh. And I was like, well, I love these type of situations.
Great strategy, fun.
So this is you're trying to see if there's vibes.
Right. They were trying to say do you see what I'm feeling from this guy? And I was like, okay, cool. So we went to this little wine bar, posted up. And then as soon as this man walked in, I was like, he's not interested. He's not. I could just tell by his energy, the way he was looking. And then I just felt so bad because this friend is such a super planner about things. So he was like, all right, the guy's coming. So we're going to go to the wine bar. I'm going to get a couple of bottles of rosé. I'm going to get some nachos. I'm going to get glasses for all of us. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. And then you could just, as soon as the man walked in, I was like, nope. He's not interested. And so then the guy was there for probably 15 minutes. And he was like, well, you said hi. I just wanted to come say hi. I'm on the way to meet some other friends. It's just in the area. And then as soon as he walked out the door, I was like, I'm sorry, girl. That's not it.
Was it just you and your friend and that guy, or was it you, your friend?
There was
guy,
one. There was one other guy. Yeah, there was
And
one other person there.
You guys were in agreement.
Yeah. And then he was like, "Well, maybe." And then like he was trying to justify. He's like, "Well, maybe he was in a rush."
Did your friend think that man really wanted to be there and just had to go after 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, he really did think that.
Yeah, he did. I felt so bad, and I was like,
Why did that guy come, by the way?
I mean, I think he was just in the neighborhood, and our friend had texted him and was like, "Oh, hey," and he just was like, "Oh, I'll come say hi real quick."
Maybe he thinks they're friends.
Right. That's what I think. I think that he's just like, "Oh, this is just a friendly little. I'll stop by and say hi because I'm in the neighborhood," and so. But then after that, I could tell they were like trying to like go out. The two friends I was with, so I was like, "Nope." So I went home, had some wine, and watched the Wicked sing-along on Peacock. Girl, my neighbors were probably so annoyed with me because I was tipsy on wine and I was singing all those songs because I hadn't been able to yet. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, you're really late on this. You didn't buy the movie like I did.
No. I was like, nope. I was like, I want to wait. I'm going to wait till it's on Peacock and then I'll see it. So I've had this built up like, when is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? And then Abe was out of town and I'm like, all right, I'm going to perform this. So I did.
Yeah.
So my neighbors were probably like, shut up, gay.
Save that.
We're excited about it.
And then Saturday, I got to catch up with a friend. We did the new brunch that they have at Vinyl. It's this really cool, very millennial chic bar where they have a DJ going and it's all like 90s hip hop, old school music. It's such a great place. And got to just catch up on his life because he traveled abroad. And then we sort of turned into like a Saturday fun day, which then turned out to then going out. Because then there was like a friend that joined us was like, well, this guy, another type of situation, this guy I've been talking to on this app wants to meet me at the bar. Because my whole thing was like, I want to go home. I want to watch Severance. And then I want to be done. But then he was like, please come meet me. Because if this guy is weird, then we can leave together. And I don't want to be by myself. And I was like, fine.
Yeah.
So we went. And then, of course, it was supposed to be like, all right, if you're good with this guy, then I'm going to leave. But then the drag show started. And then by the time the drag show started, more people we knew showed up. But it was a really cool moment, though, when I was there. And I was just thinking how it's been 3 years we've lived here. And I can go to a club like that. And like our friend, he ended up liking the guy. And the guy liked him that he was meeting from the app.
Oh, okay.
And they were having a good old time on the dance floor.
Oh.
Where's the video?
I did not take video.
Wow.
Yeah. So then another friend sort of disappeared because Scorpio, this big club, it's really large. And I turned around and like I knew a lot of people there. So it was just really cool to be like after 3 years of being here, you feel like a part of the community.
Well, I was just going to say like this story would not have happened 3 years ago because like you weren't going to show up with friends somewhere and then run into more people you know.
Right.
So I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah. But I was proud of myself. I didn't go to any after parties or anything. I went home. As soon as the night started to wind down, I was like, let me get my Uber and head home. And then Sunday, I sat on the couch and did nothing.
Yeah.
And I finished Severance. And I have a new suggestion for a TV show.
Give me a second.
I know.
Paradise is right after, so just give me a second.
I know. We'll just add it to the list, girl. This one is crazy. And it's actually, Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I may have seen, we were looking for something to watch and I may have seen this. What is it?
It's called Good American Family.
Ah, yes. What was
this story is crazy because they dropped it. It's on Hulu and they only have 2 episodes so far. And it's like a weekly episodic type deal.
Oh my God. Wait. I don't know what this one is. I think I was thinking of something else.
So this one is based off of a true story of this couple in the early 2000s who adopts this girl from South Carolina, even though they live in the Midwest. And basically they come to suspect that this girl who the adoption agency said that she's 7 or 8 years old actually may be in her 20s because she has dwarfism.
The orphan.
Well, yes. So this is based off of a true story. So of
Right.
course, after watching the 2 episodes, of course I Googled it to see like what happened. And the story gets crazier. Oh, it is a wild.
Oh shit! I gotta write it down. What?
So Good American Family, and I will say, because I was a little skeptical about Ellen Pompeo
Yeah.
because she's
The
been playing
reviews, too.
Meredith Grey for so long.
Mhm.
Right.
She's fantastic. Fantastic in it.
Well, she is a good actress. It's just that she's been stuck in that role.
Right. And you just don't see her in anything else because she
Yeah.
hasn't done a lot because she's been making $20 million a year.
Why would you? I mean, like, truly, that's like having it made as an actor.
Literally.
You go in, you do your job, and you go home. That's
Right.
And you get to go home, and you have a steady paycheck, and you got your kids, and you got your job. Yeah.
You get it. Huh?
Mhm.
You
I go
get
to
it.
work. I do my job. I go home.
Yep.
But yeah, so they have a documentary about it, I think on HBO Max or Netflix that I want to watch because I'm just so fascinated by the story. And I don't want to ruin it, but like it's the real life story is freaking wild.
Mm-mm.
All right. All
Um
right. Now I gotta look into that.
yeah, so Good American Family on Hulu. That's my new recommendation I'm going
Maybe
to
this
give to you.
Weekend. We'll do that maybe this weekend.
Step into it. All right, anything else?
Is there anything else? I don't think so.
All right. Well, Kelbin, how can people find you on social media?
At Kelbin Live. Just Instagram, truly. Click that follow button and I'm like Publix, but viewing is a pleasure instead of
Oh,
shopping.
All right.
yeah. What BOGOs you got?
I got nothing. I got nothing. I just thought I was going
I
to end
don't
it there.
know.
Yeah, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Holly,
Radio Holly on Instagram, on Threads. That's about it.
mine is at Miguel Fuller. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.
Miguel and